Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and children and everyone else in between. KG is back for another transfer update, and just this window has been crazy so far, not just for Leeds United, but all around the way. I'll get into it as we go on. Please, before I get into it, please hit a like on the video and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and drop your you engage your brain before you press send. Please do that. Um, What I will say, John L, thank you for the super thanks on the last video. Crazy, crazy night. Look, I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it. And obviously, look, watching and being in football for how many years now, I don't think I've ever seen a transfer saga like it. It's insane. And it all stems from, and it's funny enough, our player has got involved in the whole Moises Caicedo Liverpool Chelsea battle. It's really insane we've like a little ripple in that transfer in this one. JTech saying Pulisic called him, told him don't do it. Yeah, place where Americans die. But listen, let's get straight into it, man. I was gonna do a watch along tonight for the Man City Burnley game, but I just don't have it in me, and my head is actually killing me today. So apologies, but we will be back with more watch alongs. Honestly, we will. Yeah, Deshaun had a feeling this was going to happen when the Caicedo info came out earlier. There was always going to be an issue when Liverpool went up. You know what? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. First of all, it was the guy from Sky Sports that broke it, but this guy from Sky Sports pretty much says that anybody and everybody, he doesn't really know much. In all fairness, he kind of guesses. He didn't even know the position of a certain player one time, and it just makes you go, ugh, yeah, I don't think so. But Phil Hay collaborates the story, and as does Fabrizio, and it goes into a bit more detail. But Phil Hay here saying Tyler Adams' transfer to Chelsea has fallen through. He was in London preparing to complete the move. Chelsea no longer signing him, now due to travel back to Leeds ahead of the weekend. And then obviously Fabrizio then follows it up with some news, and it was kind of in my thinking in this. Chelsea are prepared to leave talks with Adams despite medical tests already done. Documents were not signed, and that obviously I saw a few comments up in the comment section before I started in terms of Adams failing the medical. That was never the case. He passed that yesterday. Both medicals, there was one in the morning, one in the evening. But then, honestly, let's go through this, because this was fascinating last night, because this was happening in the morning. And when I'm saying morning, I don't mean 6 a.m. I mean 2 a.m. This was incredible. This was Moises Caicedo, all set. Liverpool have put the bid in. I think it was about 110 million, which is absolutely insane. It just tells you just how mad the market is for certain players, because I like Caicedo. I think he's a real good player, but 110 million, come on, guys. Wow. But it's worth whatever the selling club deems he's worth. And Brighton, tough negotiators, as we know, they deem him worth 110 million plus. And they were loving this bidding war. You could tell they were just sitting back going, oh, yes. Oh, yes. But yeah, so Liverpool think that it's all done. And I saw so many of my Liverpool supporting friends, shout out to Team Cuppish, they thought it was all done. They did streams. Hey, much like me with Max Aarons, but come on, this is on a bigger scale. They did streams and everything. Oh, Caicedo, oh, he's the answer. Oh. Oh, man. But don't go anywhere, because then this happens. Moises Caicedo has just informed Liverpool that he only wants to join Chelsea. And this was after the morning, and it's very rare you hear managers talk about it. And Jurgen Klopp, I'm very surprised he showed his hand very early. But he said in a press conference earlier that they've agreed a deal with Brighton, and it pretty much set to go through. Well, Moises Caicedo says, no, not yet. Not yet. I want to go Chelsea. And he reaffirms that with an Instagram follow for Chelsea. And even though players, we all know players know each other, and players from different clubs, and you think, well, what's the link there? What's the link there? They rarely ever follow football clubs that they're not at unless they've already been there. So if he had already played for Chelsea, then he probably would still follow them, just because he's been there before. But he hasn't played for Chelsea yet. but he has started to follow him. So he's made his intentions very clear that it's Chelsea wants to go to. Now, where we come in with that is that obviously Liverpool bid 110. Brighton want more than that from Chelsea. They're going to probably get that. And that is where Tyler Adams comes into it. They probably said, oh, you know what, we could do that 20 million back from Tyler. sorry, Tyler, you're going to have to go back to Leeds because we're going to complete this deal. And that is where it's probably hit. That is where it has hit Tyler Adams on the head. No doubt about it for me. Yeah, Stephen, he's good. Yeah, 111 million. I expect somebody who is going to get me the league title or is going to lead me to a Champions League. And as good as he is and as good as he will be in the future, he's not there yet. But that's what I'm saying. If the club is willing to pay for it, that's it. That's how it's got to be. Darren here saying Caicedo seems very unprofessional. See, here we go again. And oh God. he wants to go wherever his career is best suited. But obviously with Chelsea, it's going to be a lot of money. There's a lot of opportunity there. And it's a big move. But he was doing this to Arsenal early in the year, if you remember. But it doesn't mean he's unprofessional. Look, he came back to Brighton and was absolutely brilliant for them. He didn't down tools. He didn't put in half efforts. In fact, he was asked to play at right back for a few games of the season and absolutely killed it there. So he's not unprofessional. He just wants what's best for his career. I think people need to separate unprofessional for what's best for someone's career. I think you guys just think as soon as somebody say they want to leave a club, that it means they're unprofessional. No, he just wants what's best for his career. And obviously, Chelsea, you know what kind of contracts they hand out. They hand out the death row contracts, 7, 8 years. You're set for life, really, aren't you? So that's probably where he's looking at. Scott, wish we did business like Brighton. It's interesting you say that because I did think that, and shout out to you, Mr. P, supporter of the channel. It's interesting you say that because you do get the feeling that maybe Chelsea would have come back to Leeds and say, you know, I know we've hit the relegation release clause, but we've got a couple irons in the fire here. Would you mind reducing that? And I can imagine our owners and Parag saying, get lost, get out of here and do one. You know what I mean? I think I can imagine that kind of scenario happening, but that's me speculating. But in all intents and purposes, medical was done, personal terms were agreed, it was all set to go through. But with the Caicedo news, it was absolutely mad watching this transfer saga unfold. Honestly, it was so entertaining. Probably because my club's not involved in it. I think if it was us involved, it would be like, oh my God, just get it done. But it was fascinating to watch, absolutely fascinating. But that, unfortunately, the Caicedo deal has affected Tyler Adams's move. But one thing I want to say as well, because again, someone mentioning unprofessional, you know, when it comes to football as well. I think, yeah, I agree, Scott. I think Andre would have said, okay, if you give us 10, okay. Yeah. No, if Victor Orta would have said to him, yeah, accept the 10, he would have said, all right, Victor, I'll accept 10, you know. Yeah, I was too, man. I was locked in. I was absolutely locked in. It was so funny, so funny. But Adams, when he comes back, one thing I will say is that you won't have to doubt his professionalism. If he is to come back and play for Leeds United, he will give his all, as he always does. Adams is the kind of character where wherever he is, whichever club he's at, he's going to give 100% for. So I wouldn't worry about any issues when it comes to Tyler Adams. But there is a rumor that once this Caicedo deal goes through, that Brighton will probably move in for him as well. So it's not over yet. Tyler Adams is still not going to be here past the transfer deadline day as guaranteed. It just means that the one for Chelsea is done. But Brighton are big admirers too. And you can imagine with once that money comes through from Moises Caicedo, they might reinvest that in a bit of Tyler Adams. So we'll keep an eye out on that one. What is everyone saying, people? Oh man. Crazy, absolutely crazy, man. Love it though. This is why you love football, man. You just never know what you're going to get. You see Harry Kane moving to Bayern Munich. That should be the biggest story of the day, but it's not. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Harry Kane, England captain, you know, set to break the Premier League record, goal scoring record. It's like it's the second story on the docket. You know, everyone is talking about Moises Caicedo and this drama. Tremendous. Love it. Richard Ruff, £2 for this super chat. Thank you so much, Richard. Mr. P saying, all the best for Tyler. I'm disappointed, but he has a livelihood to think about. Now Leeds get spending, bring much needed players in. Mr. P, he's not going anywhere yet. I mean, the title of this video is that the deal is off. So until somebody else comes in for him, he's our player. What that means for our transfer activity, I don't know. I don't know right now. Wayne here saying we have to remember the professional career of a footballer is approximately age 18 to 35. We're talking 17 years in total. They have to do what will assist the rest of their life when they can't work. Yeah, I know this, but and thankfully a lot of people that follow me know that too. But yeah, it's just something that people just can't get used to. They can't get used to that footballers will get a contract somewhere. Yes, it's on a lot of money, but if there's a better opportunity, better money, better opportunity, better place of living somewhere else, they're gonna take that too. It's just the way of the game. You know what I mean? It is just the way of the game. Darren here saying, just don't understand the fees for Caicedo. I mean, there are other options out there, but they're bidding like he's a superstar. He's got the potential to be a superstar, but I agree, Darren. When I'm thinking over 100 million, I'm thinking an absolute 30 banger. It has to be. And yeah, the potential's there, but yeah, but listen, Brighton have got what they wanted, and that is what it is. Listen, any, I'm not going to say leave your comments anymore, people. If you leave a comment, cool. But yeah, I might have to get someone else to look at these comments from now on. If people can't be sensible, honestly, it was a nightmare yesterday. I'll be honest with you. After the Nonto stream that we did, the Birmingham City preview, yeah, the comments it brought out all the retardedness in people. Seriously, it was a nightmare. So I just had to cut them off. I had to cut the comments off. Something I don't want to do, but this isn't a forum. This isn't a pub. This is YouTube, man. You can't just put any and everything that you want. You know what I mean? You have to keep it to a certain parameter on YouTube. I'm afraid there's people that watch out for this kind of thing as well. So just be sensible. If you haven't got nothing sensible to say, don't say anything. It's simple as that. It's not hard, people. Thomas Kilmer saying, nice to see FFP in force. If FFP wasn't here, they would have probably done Caicedo and Adams together. But when you think about everything that it's going to cost for them to buy Caicedo to begin with and his contract, there's just no room for Tyler. You know what I mean? Let's move on because Ian Burton, nice segue, man. Ian, gutted about losing out on Hamer KG. Well, yeah, this is one that I wanted to put out there because obviously we've been linked with him very, very heavily. But Mike McGrath, who's one of the best out there, I always say that because he's usually spot on with his stuff. So Sheffield United have agreed a deal to sign Gustavo Hamer from Coventry in a deal worth 15 million. So Sheffield United finally loosening the purse strings and have signed a player. And it is definitely disappointing to see this one gone. And you saw, I don't know if everyone saw Max Aarons' goodbye post to Norwich City. He did thank Daniel Farker in there and wished him all the best for the future, which is nice. But but yeah, it's another one out the door, isn't it? It's another potential sign that we could have got. So now the 49ers will have to move and try and get somebody else. He would have been so good in our team as well. The way that he plays, Leeds United fans would absolutely love this guy just from his doggedness to begin with. Then you've got people like me that actually like ball ability, and he creates stuff. He's good at set pieces, can score a goal. It would have been absolutely perfect. But hey, it's done. I think Sheffield United will seal that today. I think that's pretty much done today. But yeah. Let's have a look. Nige. I saw somebody say this yesterday. Can't Leeds do what other clubs do, hijack the Harmer deal? From what angle? Let me know. We got hijacked by a Premier League club, Nige. I mean, what can we offer him that Sheffield? I mean, actually, you know what? You never know with Sheffield United's finances right now. Maybe we could offer a better deal, but the fact is, it's Premier League football. We're always going to lose out. We're always going to lose out to that. Seriously, unless the player we're signing is a out and out staunch Leeds United fan and has always dreamed of playing at Ellen Road, we are not going to get these players. We are in a position of weakness. This is the thing that I always make laugh with stuff like this. There would have been some people that were saying we need to get relegated, which is ridiculous within itself. But they obviously still thought that we could operate like a Premier League team in the Championship. We can't. But we can definitely get the better talents, as was proven with Max Aarons until that deal got leaked. And I said it on the video before, but I say it again. I knew once the deal got leaked, it was bad news, man. It was bad news. I had a feeling like, oh, damn, 12 million deal. Someone else is going to sniff around for this. And we saw that. We saw that happen. And Bournemouth just said, you know what? We'll take that. They had another deal that broke down. And they said, you know what? We'll take Max Aarons. And it's done. He's already there. He's ready to play. But yeah, I mean, we can hijack other deals. And I'm sure Leeds United have done that before. I just can't think of one right now of when it's happened before. I'm sure we would have done it before, but of course we can hijack deals. But obviously, when they're going to Premier League, we don't have much leverage there, I'm afraid. Uh, yeah, Patrick is saying the gap between tiers is the biggest it's ever been and will only get bigger. Facts. The money in the Premier League is just so big and the brand is so global. You're even seeing in America now, and I think Patrick is actually out in America. Yeah, he is. The reach of the Premier League is just so massive. It just affects everything. Endorsement deals, it's things that go away from the football pitch. It's endorsement deals, it's branding, it's everything else. And if you can say that you're a Premier League football, it gives you extra clout as well. It's just so big now, and that's why we can't compete. Listen, don't make no mistake, we are still one of the biggest clubs around, but it doesn't mean much when you're not in the Premier League because, as you see there, Burnley, signing players that we could possibly sign. Bournemouth signing players that we could possibly sign, but we can't because we're in the Championship. It's not attractive. You got to think as well when these players are looking at the fixture list. Oh, I can't wait to go to Old Trafford, Anfield. They're thinking, well, where's home park? What's the New York City Stadium? Is it in New York? There's going to be questions like this. You have to think about it from that angle. I'll always put that across people because I don't think people consider these things enough. Good man, good man. I did too. I had my last one, man. Screw top one as well. Love that top. You do KSLB. Us Americans probably have better TV coverage of the championship as well with ESPN Plus. Yeah, I tried to get a little. I thought there might be a little day pass on that ESPN app. Nah, he said no, not in your region, mate. Oh damn, because I think the Birmingham game is going to be on there, isn't it? I think so anyway. But damn, that'd have been nice. Little day pass on ESPN. Ryan is saying need Adams to make a statement and say he's committed to the season, fed up of the on and offs. You're not going to get that, Ryan. I don't think it would be nice in a perfect world, Ryan. It would be lovely, but up until the transfer window is open, you're not going to get any kind of statement like that from players that have got interest. You could probably get a statement like that from Luke Ayling or Liam Cooper because there's just no danger of them leaving, but from players that have got interest from other clubs, it's very rare that you get that. But I hope he stays past the window, and I hope it doesn't affect our business too much. But like I say, look out for Brighton once Caicedo leaves. I can definitely see that happening because they have big interest in him. Carl here. One thing is with championship teams on the up, they could be swapping places with these low prem teams. But when you're a player, and somebody said this about Max Aarons, about him not having ambition because he didn't come to Leeds and went to Bournemouth. But you could almost flip that the other way and say, well, why hasn't he taken a step up to the Premier League and stayed in the Championship? Does he feel he's not good enough? And you always got to think as well, even with Willie Nanto, I'm scared to say his name on here now, man. But yeah, even with Willie Nanto wanting to go to Everton, he might think that he has enough talent and ability if he's playing regularly, unlike he did here at Leeds United, to make Everton a safe mid-table, Premier League team. You've got to back yourself, and that's what some of these players are like. They will say, I can be a key piece as to why this team will do well. There's just so many factors that go into football, people. It's not just as simple as offering the big money or they're happy here at the club or they've got friends here. Calvin Phillips had loads of friends here, but he realized with these friends, they're not going to be challenging for Europe anytime soon. So he had to go. It's a business at the end of the day. It's not sexy to say it, but it's a business. The only people that treat it as passion is us as fans, and that's just the way it is. Uh, yeah, Darren. I don't know, man. Will Saudi take him with that kind of injury? I don't know, man. He ain't. I don't know if he's got that kind of juice. Bob saying, "Afternoon, KG. Do you think Farker already seen enough of Ailing that he wanted to get another right back in before getting fullback on the opposite side, which we're desperate for?" Ah, man, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see come the end of the transfer window. If we go in for another right back, I think that would tell a bit of a story. But I would ideally, I want to see a left back that's left footed because I said it on yesterday's video, and somebody said, I don't know what more you want from Sam Byron, which is, that, like I say, yeah, crazy. But the point I try and make about Sam Byram is if we're going to go for an inverted fullback on that side, he has to play like that. And Sam Byram doesn't play like that. Whereas Max Aarons is somebody that will cut inside and cross it first time, Sam Byram comes inside and passes it back into midfield every single time. Every time he never gets the ball once and whips it round with his left foot because he can't. And that's what I'm talking about in terms of an inverted fullback. You can only have them if they're capable on both feet, or if they're confident enough just to whip it in with their right foot first time of asking. If you just keep passing back into midfield, it breaks everything down and it allows the defense to get back into position. And that's what we're missing out on with the natural whip from the left back. Let's have a look. Just before we get out of here, like I said, I've got a banging head. I think it's hay fever. I think hay fever's killing me, man. I know I'm soft. I'm soft. I know. Um, Andrew, it's probably Aileen leaking the news when we're after a right back. Tremendous. Adrian saying strikers, KG, we should mainly focus on strikers. That's what we definitely need. Crazy, isn't it? We don't know what's happening with strikers. Haven't even been like softly linked to one. I haven't even seen a made up link for a striker lately. It's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, we definitely need a striker, but nothing on the horizon so far. We just have to wait and see. But like I say, when this transfer window closes, we will judge this window on the whole. We will judge it on the whole, like we always do. But it's obviously very vital this transfer window in order for us to get back up into the Prem. But yeah, so yeah, it isn't a banging headache par for the course as a Leeds United supporter. Probably Wayne, probably. Nicholas, are you doing a watch long tomorrow? I don't know. It depends on what kind of stream I can get because even though sometimes with the official apps, I'm like a minute out or 30 seconds out for some people, depending where you are. If it's a stream where it's uh, a VPN job, hmm, it's it sometimes you can be like 2-3 minutes behind, and for me that would just be a bit ridiculous, so I'll just have to wait and see. But at some point this weekend, might even be Chelsea Liverpool, I might do a watch along for that one. But just tonight, I know I won't be at it today. That's we'll get a striker in at 10 years time at this rate. Yeah, crazy. I know, Paul, but that's where we are, Paul. It's terrible, isn't it? It's terrible. Nate saying KG watch along curse is real. Look, we got one win in the watch along. Okay, one win. And if there was one with Shrewsbury, I'd have done that one. Oh, that is it. Salford, that was obvious. As soon as I saw the Salford Cup game, I knew that was going to be televised. I will definitely do a watch along for that. I think that's on August 29th. So I'll be here for that one. Just stick your notification bell on. And also, if you're not getting the notifications, because I know that happens sometimes on YouTube, hit the bell and turn it off and turn it back on again. Sounds simple, but it's worked for a lot of people who say they don't get notifications. Bomi, the Chelsea fan. Thank you, KG. We didn't want Adams anyway. No, I saw a few of your fans. You wanted him. You thought you was going to get both him and Caicedo, or was it a mix of Lavia, Adams, and someone else? You definitely wanted him, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure he'll find another home. But if he doesn't, he's more than welcome here at Leeds United. And yeah, Bomi, obviously just saying we are funding the Caicedo deal. Yeah, it's obvious. Yeah. Scott say, don't think we can blame our win rate on KG. I'll take it, man. It's okay. It's all right. But listen, people, I'm going to leave it there. Obviously, if there's any other news, any other breaking news, or anything else like that, I will be back. Obviously, please hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, people.